friends, welcome back. I hope you all had a great week. Thanks so much for being here in my kitchen. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Heidi, and on Sundays I invite you into my kitchen where I bake something from scratch, and sometimes it's a little semi-homemade. And fall has arrived. This is one of my favorite seasons. It's comforting. The leaves are changing. The scenery is just beautiful outside, and it's the season where everything is pumpkin. So I can now share with you a pumpkin recipe. Today's recipe is going to be something that my mom has made, and she had shared the recipe with me. I've been making it for many years. I usually make it once fall has arrived, the first weekend, and it's just a delicious cookie recipe. I make it on Halloween, and these are called pumpkin drop cookies. They are made with raisins and cinnamon and nutmeg, some of my favorite spices for the fall. And these cookies are delicious. They're fluffy. The raisins give them a nice sweet texture to it, and it's just a great cookie. If you love anything pumpkin, go ahead and grab yourself a cup of coffee. Don't you love my mug? I found this, excuse the lipstick marks, but I found this at Target. Go make yourself your pumpkin coffee, your pumpkin latte, and stick around for today's recipe. Okay, so here are the ingredients for these pumpkin drop cookies. We have 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and also a half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. We also have, at room temperature, a half a cup of butter. This is salted butter, so that's why we don't have any salt in our recipe. 1 cup of packed brown sugar. We have an egg, 1 cup of canned pumpkin. Now be sure that you get the canned pumpkin, not the pumpkin spice mixture one, because the pumpkin spice mixture already has the seasonings in it. We just want regular canned pumpkin. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 cup of raisins. You can also add a half a cup of nuts to this recipe. You can use walnuts, you can use pecans. They would be great in this cookie. We are a peanut-free home, so we are without the peanuts. Let's go ahead and start this recipe. All right, so for the first step, we're going to combine the dry ingredients. So we have our flour, and we have cinnamon, nutmeg, baking powder, and baking soda. And we will combine these ingredients together. Love the smell of cinnamon and nutmeg. They are such great flavors for the fall. Okay, so in my mixing bowl, we're going to combine the butter and the brown sugar, and we're going to beat these 2 ingredients until they are light and fluffy. Okay, so before we add the egg and the rest of the ingredients, this is how your batter will look, light and fluffy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add the 1 egg. We're going to add the vanilla and the pumpkin. Whoop. Without making a mess, of course. I can't wait to have these cookies. So this is the first. I am making them for fall. A couple of my kids are looking forward to this recipe. All right, so turn the mixer on, combine these. Sometimes I like to turn that off and scrape everything just to be sure. Scrape the sides of the bowl. just to be sure everything is combined and not stuck to the bottom of the bowl. And turn it on again. All right, so here is where we're going to add the dry ingredients. Making sure it's in the bowl. I could smell the cinnamon. Then turn on the mixer. I start off slow so you don't get the cloud of flour. Once it looks like it's combined, I will turn up the speed. Of course, if you have a hand mixer, you can certainly use that as well. Now I'm going to turn it up. Just until it's combined. I don't like to over mix anything. So at this point is where I will add the raisins. And then continue mixing it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And voila, that's about it. Like I say, I don't go overly crazy. So here's what the batter will look like. Light, fluffy, and ready to form into cookies. All right, so now I have my cookie scoop and we are going to form these into nice round cookies. It is a wet dough, so we like to make nice sized cookies, and I kind of scrape around the scooper and just place these out about an inch or so apart on the cookie sheet. My oven is preheating to 375 degrees. The smell of pumpkin and the cinnamon and the nutmeg is so delicious. Definitely a fall favorite. I love this time of the year. It's so pretty outside. Crisp autumn air. Almost time to break out your favorite sweater. All right, so the oven is set and ready. I have my cookies. They're going to bake 375, 8 to 10 minutes. I'm going to start off with 8 minutes. And I cannot wait for those to come out of the oven. Have my cup of coffee. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so there's the timer. Let's show you what these babies look like. See how they will stay nice and round. They will be lightly browned and also lightly browned on the bottom. Delish. All right, so the cookies have cooled. Here they are. I do have to say, you know, most cookies, you can't wait to eat them when they come out of the oven when they're nice and warm. For some reason, these cookies taste best when they are totally cooled down. I don't know if it's just the pumpkin flavor that's in it, but if you eat them while they're warm, they won't have as much of a pumpkin flavor to it. It sounds crazy, but for some reason, it's just the way it works. When they're totally cool and you take a bite of these cookies, they are fantastic, in my opinion at least. So here you go. You can see the bottom of the cookie. It is nicely browned, and they stay like nice and fluffy. It's just fantastic, and they stay soft and moist. Here is the inside of the cookie. So I'm gonna take a piece that has the raisins in it. So good. They're still a little warm, just so I can do, but you can tell now that it's starting to cool down, that pumpkin flavor is really coming out. You get the chewiness from the raisins, the sweetness from them, You get cinnamon, the hint of nutmeg. Delicious, moist. It's a good cookie. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you make these cookies, please comment down below. Let me know what you think of them. If you have a great pumpkin cookie recipe or a great fall pumpkin recipe, please comment down below. Share your video with me or share the recipe with me. I thank you so much for watching. And if you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go and the like button as well. I thank you so much for being here in my kitchen. So I'm going to finish my cup of coffee and that cookie, and till my next video, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.